our Republic Day special. Yes, it's the 26th of January, and what we've been doing over the past couple of days is speaking to a whole lot of guests. We've been getting views and insights on what these people think about India. They're right here, either they're entrepreneurs, they're doing business in this country, they're doing several interesting things. So we thought, let's break away from the micro to the macro and talk about the big picture.
Absolutely. One of the people that we spoke to was Yatin Shah, who is absolutely in the thick of things. He runs the Precision Group, and they are in the auto ancillary business. You think that they would be affected by the current downturn locally as well as globally, but as it turns out, he necessarily is not, and he's gung-ho about his industry as well as the country.
Yatin, let me ask you this. The biggest opportunities you see for India?
Low cost manufacturing base.
Okay.
Language. I think we're quite well versed with English. Most people would probably find it easier to communicate with us than opposed to China. So I would probably think these are two of the strong strengths that we as Indian manufacturers have.
Let me play devil's advocate here. We could lose both those advantages just as much as their advantages now. Somebody could overtake us on both those fronts.
And someone very close within our neighborhood, of course.
Will take some time. We've already gained that mileage. We've already covered a fairly large amount of road. Okay. So by the time somebody catches up with us, we will probably be leaps ahead of it.
Okay. Let me throw two random, I don't want to use the word random, actually that's not the right word to use. Let me throw two countries at you. Vietnam, South Africa. So forget China.
Doesn't
Vietnam,
ring bells.
South Africa.
No, it doesn't ring bells.
At all?
No.
You think it will ring a bell 20 years from now?
Perhaps.
Okay. Well, 20 years, we'll be like on the moon by then.
Fair.
Literally working, manufacturing out there.
Again, like I said, 20 years from now, India is not going to be where it is.
Sure.
So where will India be 20 years from now? Where do you see it going?
Well, I think it's very hard to, I mean, I can't really spell it out, but probably one of the superpowers in India. I mean, in terms of technology, I think we're gaining ground. I mean, we're gaining ground. May not be at that speed, but I'm sure we'll be way ahead of the so-called advanced nations today.
So the flip side of this coin is the biggest challenges for India.
Plenty. Among them, I tell you,
Sure.
infrastructure is the first. I could repeat that 3 times.
No, a lot of our guests who come on the show keep saying that, and we completely agree. Couldn't agree more.
Second is, I think, lack of political will. Gross loss of political will. I think somewhere we're failing completely on that. And
do you have any hopes? So much hype around young leaders. We'll see a new government come in.
Can't see in the near future. And probably, if that is not enough, the red tape, bureaucracy. They seem to be running the nation the way they want it, than the way actually it should go. So I think these 3 things, really topping it in list of the lack of political will. If they had that, then I'm sure infrastructure would have been in place by now. All the red tape would not have been there. So that is my take on it.
Okay, let me come to something quite different, and it will be interesting to get your perspective on this. You're an Indian company. You go out there in the international arena, go to an international client and say, hello, my name is Yatin Shah. I represent an Indian company and I want to do business with you. You started doing this in the early 90s when you set up the company, and you're doing it now in the year 2009. Tell us how there has been a change, if at all. What did people tell you at that time? What do they say when you repeat these words today?
I'll tell you my experience. 1990, I took a camshaft to an English company. 1989-90. He said, what are you doing with this product? Have you bought it from somewhere? He said, I believe you're a country of snake charmers.
Really?
And elephants walk on your road.
Sure.
And I was actually told...
And he forgot the tigers.
And he forgot the tigers.
Huh.
He added one more thing. He said, the rope walk.
He did.
And he actually said this very seriously. And he refused to believe that I manufacture the product.
And what I just want to know what you told him, but never mind. Maybe we'll take that off camera.
But today, when you go and say, here comes stiff competition.
Okay.
So they are wary about the fact that there is players coming up who could take head on with suppliers. I mean, people don't take it lightly anymore.
But do they say India, okay, great, quick fix, cheap solution? Do they say?
No. I think yes, fair enough. There have been experiences in the past where people have done these quick fix solutions. But there are others also. Pockets of excellences are there in India where people don't say that's a quick fix solution. They do that. So there are mixed reactions today. If you go on the lower end of the market and say, all right, I supply you plastic bags or something like that, there's a quick fix solution. Right? You could vary from one. But then there are others who would be consistent in their performance. So today it's a mix. At least it's definitely not snake charmers.
Sure.
So that's where it is.
let me take this question to a slightly higher extreme. If we were comparable in cost to a first world large manufacturer, would people still buy from us? So therefore, it's a quality game. Beyond that, it's a consistency of quality game. Would they
And
still
it's the
buy from us?
credibility, management credibility, all of that comes in play.
This is from my experience. I don't think that if what people are looking for is first quality, consistent delivery. If those two are there, they are obviously looking for a cost down because you come from India. But it's not that, I come from Europe, you're in India, do this quality, do this delivery, I am expecting a ridiculous price. If you're able to match, or if you're able to show a little bit of definite cost advantage, they're willing to take you on. They're not looking at cost down as much as saying, how do I get this product for the next 10 years?
Okay.
Europe, this product 10 years from today is going to be there, or it might even go out.
Sure.
So the first thing is to secure supplies for the next 5-7 years, then to say that I can get it 30% cheap.
Sure.
So I think the mentality is completely, but then the people who come in at that lower end of the market and say, I get this from there, do it for me 30% cheap, I don't care how you do it.
Okay, final quick word. India and the business that you operate in, which is in the automotive space, closest competitors, people you always have to watch, turn back and see where they are they catching up?
China has been, and there has been, these guys have been, they're always there behind.
Sure.
But you never know how close they are. So that's one of the biggest threats that we face as of today. Korea has been there, but they've not. So they've gone out of this because their costs have escalated beyond competition today. So China probably is the biggest threat today.
Let me ask you a personal question. We've been big picture all this time, but do you ever see precision camshafts and largest camshaft manufacturer in the world in the same sentence?
It's definitely going to happen.
Brilliant. We will be proud of that moment. Of course, we'll be proud of all the entrepreneurs like you who are out there with that spirit.
Thanks so much. Thank you.